Everybody. This is Red the Insurance Fellow, and I want to remind everyone that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. This is a topic that comes up every so often around the dinner table and anything that involves a family. But today, I just want to give you a brief overview of what the Life Insurance Awareness Month is, its initiative, and why it's so important to us. Life Insurance Awareness Month is an annual industry-wide campaign held every December to raise awareness about of life insurance financial security. It was created by the nonprofit organization. This campaign focuses on reminding that life insurance is accessible and affordable way to protect loved ones from financial hardship if the unexpected were to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, all kind of things happen in life. It's not a matter of if something's going to happen, it's a matter of when. So it's best to get ahead of things. But I'll go into more in far in terms of what's important. Why is life insurance important? Despite strong evidence that many Americans need life insurance, a significant number still lack the significant coverage, misconceptions, or lack of knowledge. A lot of times what I've ran into as an insurance agent, either someone doesn't have coverage or they're underinsured. They don't have enough coverage. So they're under the impression that they got covered and it's not touching the surface. But we'll go into detail. High demand and low action. You have a lot of people, they know that it's a need, but they may not follow through on purchasing it. I can tell you that had when I worked in the area and continue to work in the area of finance. Law calls from members asking, did you talk to my loved one? Did they actually get coverage for them? I was always happy when that answer was yes, but also saddened when that answer is no, because it pains me because I think about what if that was my uncle? What if that my aunt? What if that my cousin or sister or brother? Would I want them to not be able to have the opportunity to do what they need to do? Cost misconceptions. There are a lot of times the cost of insurance usually sometimes prevents people from actually taking those steps. Now, going off of a 2024 study, it showed that many customers, especially younger generations, they overestimate the cost of life insurance 3 or more times. It's not very expensive. I will say this, but having been in the industry a while, the younger you are, the lower cost, but it is not impossible to get covered once you're older. But it's not something you want to wait too long in life to do. You do, it is possible, but just know, not be the price that it would be if it was somebody that was many years younger. Okay. Coverage gaps. This is why having that insurance is very, very important. Many adults would have trouble paying for expenses within 6 months of their breadwinner's death. This is why this is important, because say you got a family, you've got a husband, for instance, and 2 kids. It could be either the husband or the wife who leaves the home. One of them is the primary breadwinner. All of a sudden, something happens. You take them out of the equation. Now you've got one parent and 2 children. What are you going to do? A mortgage? They have everyday expenses, maybe medical expenses, and there's also a lot of things that may come up in the future. It's hard to replace somebody's income once it's gone. That's why it's very important to do life insurance. The loss of losing that person that you love and care for is already tough enough already. But what makes it extremely tougher is to be able to, now you're grief stricken. Now you got to deal with bills. Now you got to deal with some people. Even though there's insurance in place, if not everything is taken care of just like the way it needs to, find themselves in a courtroom fighting for the things that people feel is rightfully theirs, especially if it's not, if their name is not exclusive on something that says it's for. And which brings the next point. Life insurance bypasses the probate process because, because it is one of those things that it has to outline a beneficiary, has to be named as the recipient. Here's another good thing that you might want to do, and it has nothing to do with life insurance, but this is just a good life tip. With your bank accounts and things like that, there's a thing called transfer upon death. You may want to name someone, any account you have, communicates to the bank who it goes to on your passing. Do that in addition to having life insurance. And I guarantee you, it'll save a lot of issues. Because if that's not happening or that's not named, it becomes part of the estate. And once it becomes part of the estate and there's no clear actions, then you have a probate judge that's deciding to your family and what doesn't. This is what I want you to consider this month in Life Insurance Awareness Month to people to assess their life insurance needs. Think about what your needs are right now. Do you have coverage? Do you have enough? Do you feel you have too much? Think about it. The four questions that I want to pose to you when it comes to this. Do you have enough coverage to meet your family's needs? Now, if a major life event were to happen right now, would you have what you need to be able to do that? And has there been a major event to happen since the last time you've had an insurance policy? Think about it. Someone may have got married. Maybe someone got divorced. Maybe there's a new child in the home. Purchased a new home. Maybe they had a change of job. And for many people, a change in job can affect their insurance coverage. Think about it. It is recommended to do a policy review at least once a year with a qualified professional, and that's anyone that's life licensed and in your state, and actually is qualified to look at that policy, to be able to understand what it says, and to be able to tell you if it's a good policy or not. And an agent who's ethical, that will let you know if it is a good policy that you have, or they'll let you know if they feel you may be underinsured or you may be overinsured. Listen, the goals of the campaign for Life Insurance Awareness Month is to bridge the coverage gap, educate customers about helping understand their coverage options and the real cost of insurance. I feel people knew not as expensive as they think it was to get covered. They most likely would, but it takes constant education on that, just like everything else. And the thing about it is, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know what we don't know. But once we know, we have to take action. Next point, we are empowering action. That's the next goal. This to help motivate families and individuals to be able to either purchase or renew coverage to protect what, because really that's what insurance is at the end of the day. You're protecting what matters most to you. Think about what matters most to you. If you had a way to keep them protected, wouldn't you do it? You lock your doors, don't you? You lock the car, don't you, when you're inside it and it's in motion? You make sure your family members have a safety belt when they're in there, right? All those things because we do it to protect the people we love the most. Insurance is no different than this. The last point I want to point out to you is that this provides resources, this campaign, to financial professionals to help effectively engage clients and to close the coverage gap. You have people who are looking to be educated and informed about what coverage is best for them. And we as professionals, we are looking for people to whom we can provide that education to, able to take advantage of this to be able to take care of their families. We think that's very important. We don't just think it's important. We know it's important. I know why I got into the know that if it was not for the fact that the loved one that I had planned, if they didn't have, it would have been a very, very tough situation to go through. There are going to be people, there are people who didn't have that option. There are still GoFundMe pages on social media. There are still fish fries and bake sales and all those type of things that are being done to cover someone's expenses because for whatever reason they didn't have adequate coverage. We don't know if it was due to a lack of, we don't know if it was due to a lack of finances. We all know that life happens. But one thing is for sure, we have to prepare for the inevitable. And that's the thing that's so very important. Because you got a lot of people be like, well, I'll worry about that when I get 60 and 70. I mean, in case you ain't looked at the news, there are a lot of people around here. And it was the furthest thing from their mind, but yet they had families. This campaign is designed to help close this gap, and we want more people to know about what life insurance coverage is and how it can benefit them, and to see what can be done in order to meet their needs. As a I, as an insurance professional, I'm licensed in North Carolina. I'm licensed in South Carolina, and I'm licensed. I do all kind of virtual appointments with regards to this thing, and I want to make sure, even if you're not in those states, if I'm not, I pretty much know someone who is. That we just want to get people in the frame of mind that they need to protect what matters to them most. I don't want the economy on this particular broadcast, but I will say this: if you know between your daily expenses and your savings that if you don't have $5,000 to $10,000 sitting in a bank account somewhere to be able to take care of an emergency situation, that is probably a good sign. You probably need to take out some insurance. This is Reg the Insurance, and I'm right here on LinkedIn. Feel free to like, feel free to share, feel free to subscribe to this video throughout the month of September to raise the for Life Insurance Awareness Month. Thank you so much. Have a great day.